What is up, Cigars for Fitness people? Early morning, just finished up a couple clients, and I am gonna go hit the gym, and then I'm back to work for the rest of the day. Thankfully, that includes my middle of the day work at the law office, which means I get to smoke. Hooray! The weather's been great, by the way, though I can't complain. We're past that sort of like frigid spell in New York, and I've also been able to smoke outside if and when I want to. So just wanted to give, quick sort of intro to what I'm smoking today. This is the Schizo by Asylum, which is pretty cool. And, in holding with my impression of the brand, where they're really trying to sort of appeal to sort of like a younger kind of crowd, the artwork on this is awesome. It's, that insidious sort of like, it's got that kind of like skull thing. That's their Asylum's kind of like this logo, whatever. And Schizo, obviously, is a slang or short for schizophrenic. And this has the sort of like the Rorschach ink blot test. And in the Rorschach ink blot test, they got the ink blot test, sorry, not ink blood test. Has the Asylum sort of like skull logo. So that's pretty cool. So this is the regular Schizo. It's I also have the Schizo Maduro. Now the Schizo Maduro has a Mexican San Andreas wrapper over Honduran filler, and it's a little bit stronger than this one. And obviously I'm going to smoke that in a later video, but I am looking forward to that. I've never had a cigar with a San Andreas wrapper on it, so I'm looking forward to kind of learning sort of like what that tastes like. This, on the other hand, is a Nicaraguan puro. That means that everything, the wrapper, the binder, and the filler is all Nicaraguan. So I'm interested to see how this tastes. So I've seen this listed as a mild to medium, and I've seen this listed as a medium. So I'm going to say that it's probably going to end up being stronger than what I smoked yesterday. That was a mild or mellow, whichever word you prefer, to medium. And I feel like that was probably kind of like right in the middle, maybe leaning a little more towards that mellow, mild side. It was really just like a slightly beefed up version of the Insidious with the Connecticut wrapper on it. Okay, so a little bit stronger. The flavor notes were a little bit more pronounced. It was a little bit different of a smoke. Okay. This, on the other hand, I'm going to assume, based on what I've read, and I'll obviously confirm this while I smoke it, that it's probably a little bit more towards the medium side. It's probably bridging that gap over to medium. Let's see. I've been kind of excited to try this. This is what's known as a bundle cigar. It usually comes in bundles of 20, and they're relatively cheap. This is what's known as a Cuban sandwich. And do not get excited, it is neither Cuban nor a sandwich. But basically what it means is that there is a long or medium filler sort of spine, which is the middle part of the filler. And then around that is like short filler. So this is actually the first cigar that I have smoked that is what they call a Cuban sandwich. So I'm curious to see how it burns, how it tastes, if there's any difference. The one thing I will say before I even smoke this is these are ridiculously cheap. Now, I can't imagine them being terrible because they do seem fairly popular, and because I have smoked, 2 other Asylum cigars, and I found that overall they're good cigars. If you like them or you don't like them, that's a personal thing. But it's not like, you're gonna go to smoke this and you're just gonna be like, whoa, this is terrible, whatever. I doubt that will ever be the case. So the reason why I say that is because they're cheap. They're worth a try. The thing about it is, if you want to get into cigars and you don't want to spend a fortune, you don't have $500-600 a month to spend on cigars, which you can easily do if you end up becoming really into it. You can get a bundle of these for like 50-something bucks, even less if you catch it on sale. So I will say that at the very least, especially if you can find a place that offers them as singles, because typically bundle cigars come in bundles of 20. That's where they got their little nickname from. But if you can find a place Like I found it on cigarplace.biz, which was a recommendation from one of my followers. Get it. Try one. Because if you like it, you can constantly keep your humidor stocked with them. You can still have a couple of expensive cigars that you smoke on special occasions or when you're really in the mood. But there's nothing wrong with having a couple of cheap go-to cigars. So, outside of that, I'm going to hit the gym real quick. Then I got a little bit more work to do. I'm going to light this up as soon as I get to the law office. I will do my best to videotape a little bit of it. And I can't really talk too much because everybody's doing law stuff. So probably at that point I'll do a little bit of voiceover, see how that comes out. But I am looking forward to this cigar. And, you know, hopefully it doesn't disappoint. See you guys in a little.
What? What's wrong?
What's up, Cigars for Fitness Faithful? So I shot a super quick video of me taking a couple puffs of that Asylum Schizo before, and that was because I was super busy. So I'm going to just splice that in real quick. Unfortunately, I couldn't get any footage of me while I was smoking the cigar. And guys, it's been a super crazy day. I'm juggling my business. I'm juggling my new law job. I'm juggling, you know, trying to get that house built, struggling trying to get my hands on that cigar lounge and get all that finalized. So, you know, unfortunately, especially when I'm at the other job, number one most important thing is get the job done. You know, these are cases, they're time sensitive, so that's that was sort of like what happened today. So I did get a chance to smoke the Schizo. My overall opinion of it was it's a good cigar. It's definitely another one of those ones that's really not for me. I do recommend everybody try it. It held up really well considering that it's, you know, it's got some short filler and everything in there. What I will say about this Schizo, and I'm very interested in trying the Maduro. This Schizo was a Nicaraguan, like puro. All Nicaraguan wrapper, binder, filler. And I will tell you, it absolutely tasted like a Nicaraguan puro. Okay, like it you know, the soil in Nicaragua for the most part is volcanic soil, so it's very dark, and you know, you would imagine that the flavor profile of Nicaraguan tobacco is going to be very sort of like earthy, and there's going to be, you know, lots of, you know, pepper, like stronger sort of, you know, dark chocolate kind of flavors. And that's really what I got out of it. And listen, you know, this is me, okay? Everybody else is going to get something different out of it. And I'm not going to say, there were some flavors in it that remind me of a cigar I like very much, which is the Oliva City G, right? So it wasn't altogether bad, but it was just like, there was so much earth and dark chocolate and like leather and like a decent amount of pepper on the finish. And it was just like a little too much for me. I can't genuinely say that I enjoy, you know, Nicaraguan puros, you know, for that reason. I mean, you know, now it's medium bodied, and I don't think it's fair to make that assessment about all of them. I haven't had all of them yet. You know what I mean? But I will say for this one, it was just a little bit too much. And I would say I would absolutely probably love it had it had maybe a different wrapper on. You know, maybe, you know, something a little more mellow, or something with a different flavor profile. Because to be honest with you, the earthiness I don't mind. Okay, I'll tell you, that's probably the part that I enjoyed the most. Earthiness and leather, I don't mind. The pepper in general, I'm never going to be a fan of that sort of like black pepper finish. Outside of the pepper, dark chocolate, which I've gotten from a couple of cigars now, and I can really taste that. You know, there's other stuff, it's like, I think I taste it. You know what I mean? This is what it tastes like to me. When you get the dark chocolate taste, I get it, man. I mean, you know, I'm like, yeah, this is dark chocolate, and I'm just not a fan of dark chocolate. I don't eat dark chocolate in regular life, I therefore do not want to smoke dark chocolate. You know what I mean? So anytime any cigar has like a chocolate profile, I can enjoy it. If there's a hint of dark chocolate mixed in with other things. But when you're talking about that like real noticeable dark, it just wasn't for me. But it's still a good cigar. It's still a great cigar for somebody who's looking to smoke on a budget. You know, like I said, it's a bundle stick. I was not disappointed at all, and it kind of tasted the way I expected it to taste. Which, listen, it might taste that way to me because I had a confirmation bias. I expected it to taste a certain way, but in reality, it was a good smoke, and I have to say, I do recommend everybody try it. It's just, for me, it's not for me. I have one more. I might give it another shot. We'll see. Unfortunately, because I was working, it did go out a bunch of times, and I did find myself having to relight it a couple times. So that might have affected my experience with it. But, listen, we'll see. So far, I'm happy with the Asylum brand. I think that they've got a lot of good offerings. I'm interested, really excited to try the Insidious with the Maduro wrapper. I'm really excited to try the Medulla and the Oblongata, and then eventually the Medulla and the Oblongata with the Maduro wrapper as well. And then we'll see. I can't say I'm ecstatic about the medium to full body and the full body ones, but I may be wrong. I mean, again, it's a bad idea to come into anything with preconceived notions about what's good and what's bad. Okay? You try it, you like it. I remember the first couple times I tried a medium-bodied cigar, it was too strong for me. I didn't like the flavor profiles. And then, I tried it again a third and a fourth time, and like I said, my palate had gotten more sophisticated, and I ended up enjoying it. And I really consider myself like a medium-bodied cigar guy. And those are the ones that I generally tend to enjoy. There's a fair amount of flavor. They're not too strong, but they're not too mild. And there's like a lot of selections in that mild to medium and medium body category, and I enjoy them. So that's it for today. I'm back at the law office tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to smoke. If I do, I'll be smoking the Insidious Maduro. Obviously, I will try my best to videotape it. Outside of that, thank you to everybody who has continued to support the channel. I believe we're still at 19 subscribers. We'd love to get to 20 at some point. So, if you want to pop a subscription, that would be cool, and I'll definitely appreciate it. For the people that have stayed faithful up to this point, thank you so much. Please, guys, don't forget to like, comment, share. I'll see you guys tomorrow.